Okay, I'm on site here with Barkley at the Rusty Shovel. Today we're going to try to clean up some of the paving stones, mainly just work on the horizontal areas. So the product that we're going to use today is the HD Paver Prep from Techniseal. So we'll just show you quickly how we're going to mix it, and then we'll go into some application. So typically we'll mix this product at 4:1. So I'm just going to apply some chemical here. Usually if you use a 5-gallon pail, of course, it's an easy process. And then for the application, we're going to use a flowering flower watering can, which I'll show you. Itself is reasonably safe. As you see, I'm going to use some rubber gloves just to protect my hands and such. But by the time you get it into the process, and it's safe for vegetation and such if you use some precautions. It's a little bit foamy, so if you can do this actually without your spray nozzle, it's maybe a little bit handier. More piece of foam. Sticking with the theme that we want to make sure we're doing 4:1 on the F-flow that's in the corner here on the steps. We'll leave that mixed the way it is. If I was working around vegetation and such, I might want to wet the grass well and such. Maybe find an area where you're not pouring the chemical and stuff directly onto the grass. But once you actually get it in use on the paving stones and you scrub it and rinse it and such, it gets quite diluted in anyways before it makes it off the job site, and the product itself is reasonably safe. So we want to be careful not to be spilling product around like I just did here on the site, because obviously it's going to activate. So I'm just going to make sure that I haven't left anything as such, but I'm going to take it down to the end where Barkley and I are going to be working. I'll bring my hose and such, so I'm ready to go. I got my scrubber ready. Using a water can, it's a fairly easy process. You'll notice we get a little bit of a chemical reaction right away. The actual F-flow itself that we're trying to attack will actually, that process of removing that will actually take place in the first few seconds. And at that point then we're just going to stop and we're going to scrub for a little bit. And then we'll just make sure that we rinse it off thoroughly. So, usually you start on the low side on your job site, so that you're always applying up to a dry surface. You don't have to concentrate a ton of effort into the scrubbing process, and I'm just going to make sure that none of this is going to dry on me. And we proceed to rinse it off. Now, it's a little bit trickier in this spot because obviously we have a spot that we would actually like to apply chemical to before we got it wet. But I do want to make sure that I get these steps cleaned properly. So we'll do that. Most of the surface that we have here is, there's a little bit of effluent that's on these stones, but for the most part, we're really just cleaning the paving stones. But an important step, of course, is to make sure that you thoroughly rinse the area off. Now, we had the convenience that it rained here in Regina in the evening, so when we come in, of course, the joints themselves are probably just slightly damp. It is convenient that if they're damp, they tend to soak in less product and chemical, so it kind of helps the rinsing process. So I'm going to stop there so I don't put too much water on my paving stones, and I'm going to carry on. So again, same process. I want to make sure we catch every area of the stone with a quick initial splash. Work in small sections because it's easy for you to manage if you're working on your own. If you can try to keep your hose and your equipment actually off of the actual surface so that you're not tracking around on the job site, is convenient because you can leave footprints and such, but most of it just comes with a little bit of practice. So as you can see, we're not going to spend a lot of time on the scrub. You don't want to spend so much time that the product is going to dry on the surface, because then you'd have to reactivate it to get it off. I'm not going to draw this excess back here too far, because we really do want to have full strength product when we hit the paver. So I'm going to stop here and we'll... Once I get enough water on here, I'll just show you another technique. The stone that we're working on here has a nice texture. The only minor issue it can have is it will hold a little bit of moisture as we're cleaning. So if you use your leaf blower, it's actually quite nice by the time you've rinsed this thoroughly. You can just give it a quick blow with the blower and clear up all of any residual water that's left here on the site. And you can just do that right after we're done rinsing here. But the rinsing process is obviously very important. You want to make sure you don't skip. You want to make sure that everything's rinsed out thoroughly. You don't want any residual left on the stone. Something to that effect. So if you're working with a buddy, of course, it's a little bit easier to do some of these processes, but it's not impossible to do it on your own. And I'll just back up and start another section. You see a little, what maybe might almost look like maybe discoloration or something, but some of that really is just kind of dirt on the stone that it'll help kind of pull out. It's mild enough, you shouldn't really be pulling color on the stone itself. It should be made that way, as long as they're not mixing it too strong. If you do mix it too strong, you can pull the color out of the stone if you're not careful.
Seen that.
More isn't always better.